Good morning to all of you. Myself, Nath want to discuss about the introduction of electronics and its application, its properties, which is useful in the present scenario. Actually, electronics is the branch of physics which deals with the flow of electron and study the behavior of electron in the vacuum, gases and semiconductor. Electronics is the branch which deals with the properties of electron at low voltage and most important applications are like mobile phone, transistor, semiconductor, and oscillator, etc. In the electricity, we discuss about the properties of electron at high electric field and its uses. So, electricity is different from electronics. And in the present scenario, electricity and electricity-based appliances are comparatively very less, but electronic appliances are more used in the home appliances and daily use. Again, we discuss about the classification of electronics. So, in the initial stage of electronics in 1960, when it is discovered, like vacuum tube based electronics, then the signal is taken under consideration is analog signal, which is shown here. In the case of analog signal having amplitude variation, whereas in the case of digital signal, the amplitude have only two values, either for the current and voltage. So, it is important that in the digital signal, most of the part of electrical energy is used. So, it is very important point of view that we consider the digital signal and analog signal. When we consider the electronics, then it is a natural part of thinking is that we consider where from electron will come in front of you. So we go in the history of electron then it is very important to know about, to discuss about atoms theory, atomic theory, or the most ultramodern theory of atom is Bohr's theory. On the basis of Bohr's theory, it is very clear that Bohr gives some postulates after J.J. Thomson model and Rutherford model, that the stability of electron can stability of atom can exist on the basis of these postulates, that is quantization theory. So its actual name is, the actual name of this theory is quantization theory of atom, and on that basis the energy of electron in each and every orbit for the given atom must be constant. So there is a difference in energy, is the energy level difference, which is shown in here. If extra or external energy is given to the electron, that different energy delta is given to the electron, then electron will go to the higher state, and after some time it will return back to the ground state or the initial state, and the light will come outside, electromagnetic wave will come outside, and this phenomena is called electron transition phenomena. Similarly, on the basis of Bohr atomic model, we understand the different energy levels of electron for the given atom. So if we take, or if we consider the semiconductor crystal, then collection of atoms is really high. So in comparison to the given energy levels of one atom, if we consider the collection of atoms of the given semiconductor crystal, then energy lines are deposited and electronic band, energy level band will form, and which is shown here. Similarly, on the basis of Bohr theory of quantization, when having transition of electron from higher level to lower level, then wavelength lambda will emitted, and which is shown in this expression, and on the basis of spectral lines we understand, we explain the proof of the transition, and it is clearly explained on the basis of spectral lines. And now we consider the features of energy level diagram, because it is most important part of the electronics. So as per Bohr postulates, not only energy of electron is quantized, but angular momentum is also quantized. And on the basis of definition of angular momentum and moment of inertia, and on the basis of definition of angular velocity, we obtain the generalized formula of angular momentum. This formula shows that angular momentum is quantized because it is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. And the theory of quantization started by the equilibrium condition of two forces, that is Coulomb force between nucleus and electron must be equal to centripetal force of it. And in this way, this is the total energy of electron expression. And finally, by using the value of n, we can obtain the energy value of the ground state. And finally, the electronic transition, that is energy absorbed by the electron in the ground state, will become excited to higher state and due to metastable state, after excitation state, the transition will shown here in the form of spectral lines, and by the different scientists like Balmer series will come. The series of spectral lines is obtained by Balmer, is called Balmer series, is explained here. Similarly, Lyman series, similarly Paschen series is obtained and shown here. Now, on the basis of this lecture, I want to summarize the introduction of electronics is the flow of electron, behavior of electron, and electronic devices work at low electric field in comparison to electrical devices work at high electric field. And then after the definition of electronics, we discuss with you about the different electronic devices like PN junction diode based application, LED, photodiode, Jenner diode, and I want to say it is used in the different circuit as the dynamic resistor. And I want to say, when we consider the chapter of electricity, then we classify the matter as a conductor, insulator, and semiconductor, where we discuss conductor is good and it perform good in comparison to insulator and semiconductor. But after the discovery of diode, transistor, when we come in the time of 1960, then it is very clear semiconductor is also important, and it makes a significant position out of all remaining parts of the matter. That is in chapter of semiconductor electronics, in chapter of electronics, in the branch of electronics, semiconductor is also come as an important part and most important part in comparison to the conductor, because after the advancement of whole generation theory, after the advancement of different properties of resistor of the semiconductor, it is very clear the doping will also helpful to make ultra-modern and advanced devices based on electronics. So electronics is most important, gives more useful output at use of low electrical energy, and it is useful, and its usefulness increased nowadays in the field of computer and information technology. But one time I want to remind about one scene, that is electron inside the atom. So Bohr quantization theory is very important, and on the basis of Bohr quantization theory we understand the stability of atom, we understand the quantization of energy of electron in the given orbit, we understand the quantization of angular momentum of electron in the given orbit, and finally we understand the transition of electron, and spectral analysis is same as the CCTV camera of daily life. Thank you.